Today's Metal Gear Explained question of the day is, what happened to the boss's AI after the Phantom Pain? The quick answer is the Patriots took control of it and created the Patriots AI, which we see in Metal Gear Solid 2 and in Metal Gear Solid 4, where they are taking over the world economy, controlling soldiers, and doing a lot of things that we'll get into very shortly. For more evidence, stay tuned right here in Metal Gear Explained.
What? You're just a subscriber. What did you do with Solid Snake?
Before we start, I would like to announce our official giveaway for our subscribers. We are raffling off a Metal Gear Solid t-shirt with awesome artwork of Solid Snake on it and Metal Gear themed playing cards featuring the characters of the series. All you have to do to win is be a subscriber, like this video, and leave a comment about the subject in this video. For multiple entries, do the same for the other videos on this channel. Winner will be announced on March 12th. Thank you for your support and enjoy today's video. We will be showcasing 2 pieces of footage that explain the details. Metal Gear Solid 4 Big Boss breaks down to Solid Snake how the AI turned from what the boss's AI was into the Patriots AI. It turned out of control and created its own systems and its own patterns and deviated from what it was originally designed to do. This footage confirms that Donald Anderson, aka Sigint, man behind Zero's technology, was the one who took control of it and started to manipulate and control the boss's AI. Before we get into all of those details, we want to talk about the boss's AI and the reason it was created. As a tribute to the boss, they wanted to create an AI that had empathy just like humans and behaved like humans. The way the boss sacrificed her life, the AI had to have this similar mentality, wanting to bring the world together, wanting to do what's right, and have loyalty to the end.
I've been waiting, Snake, for a long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss.
I didn't raise you and shape you into the man you are today, just so we could face each other in battle. A soldier's skills are meant to be used to hurt friends. So then what is an enemy? Is there such thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing, and never has been. And the reason is that our enemies are human beings like us. They can only be our enemies in relative terms. The world must be made whole again.
Once Donald Anderson, aka Sigint, got a hold of it, that's when Zero wanted him to help control society, help the economy, help information control. But since the AI had its own ability to adjust and think critically, it decided to focus on the war economy so it can build its financial growth and also expand throughout the world. And that's where information control, controlling the soldiers, are things that we see throughout the game. I will let Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid 4 explain exactly how the AI detoured from what it was originally designed and spiraled out of control into its own.
Zero grew old, and by the end his Patriots were being run by a network without shape or form.
What do you mean, without shape or form?
The proxies were only one small part of the vast cycle that Zero created. The corporations, for-profits, and research institutions that comprise the military-industrial complex were part of it too. They operated on budgets automatically allotted to them by the proxies. Accounts maintained by the Patriots. The network covered everything from weapons R&D and investment to production and marketing. It encompassed the people, the companies, even the laws that protect them. Politics and economics became nothing more than iterations of the same oppressively uniform system. I don't think anyone realized were those norms. A neural network reduced to its simplest form. That's what they really represented. Uniformity without individual will, without change. But then one day, those norms suddenly deviated from that pattern and underwent a mutation. It was like the birth of a new life form. The system found a new way to propagate itself. War. The norms the Patriots had crafted for their unified state quickly became dependent on a single business, the war economy. Meanwhile, the political cause of creating a cleaner, safer battlefield provided a convenient catalyst. By then, the system was no longer being steered by Zero's will, or anyone else's. It was then that the norms, manifested as AIs, the inheritors of Zero's will, began to reproduce and take on a life of their own. Zero's original intent was to carry on the boss's will and establish a unified world state, an inside world. But his successors failed to carry on his will. Eventually, JD became the very age itself, propagating its will as it pleased, and this age chose to act through economics instead of nation-states. Powered by the industrial and digital revolutions that came before it, this age gave birth to a twisted economic revolution, a battlefield revolution. It created a new world without substance. In this new world, there were no ideologies, no principles, no ideals, not even the thing she treasured most, loyalty. There was only the war economy. It was a colossal error in judgment, one Zero couldn't possibly have foreseen.
The boss continues after this, explaining that Major Zero had no idea that the AI would take on its own life and do the things that it did. Wondering, was Major Zero actually never an enemy? This raises bigger questions in the series about Major Zero and his true role in society, as we see him save Big Boss from Skullface after Ground Zeroes. We will look into this topic in a future video. Back to the main course here, where we see this AI in full display at its most powerful is in Metal Gear Solid 2, when Raiden is revealed to be helping in a simulation. But it's not what you think, folks. Most people believe the simulation is about creating the perfect soldier, but the AI reveals it's a lot deeper than that.
The S3 plan does not stand for Solid Snake Simulation. What it does stand for is Selection for Societal Sanity. The S3 is a system for controlling human will and consciousness. S3 is not you, a soldier trained in the image of Solid Snake. It is a method, a protocol that created a circumstance that made you what you are.
So you see, we're the S3, not you.
Content versus context, one of the most talked about topics in the Metal Gear Solid series, and one of the most pivotal when you were talking about the AI. Conversation is, how bad is this AI for society? Losing your free will, losing the freedom of truth, understanding that the AI is controlling every single thing that you receive as far as information, and also controlling the financial growth in society. Without a doubt, these are terrible things that the AI does. But they also throw out the question about humans destroying themselves and being out of control. In our real life, we have many wars, we have tons of economic issues, in general, moral issues, and society throws at us. Where do we draw the line, and how do we come to a better place for everybody in our society? There's plenty to get into when it comes to the actual AI in the game, and I'm more than happy to answer all of your questions, so feel free to drop some. Here is what my question is to you. Would you ever create an AI and allow it to have its own mind to help our society? Do you believe that Major Zero is actually trying to help society and not go against it? Now that we know in Metal Gear Solid 4, the AI has been defragmented, what do we think happens next in the Metal Gear universe? For Metal Gear Explained, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for your support.
Excellent speech, my friend. You're pretty good. See you around, Carrier.